Good evening, everyone. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of what I'm doing my dissertation on. And the title for my dissertation right now, anyway, is Glioblastoma, Misregulation, and Therapeutic Options. Now, we've all been to the grocery store, and we've all seen those ads or signs or whatever that say, if you buy this, we'll donate 50 or 75 or 100% of the proceeds to cancer research. Now, what my lab does is we take a very tiny fraction of that donated money and we use it to study cancer. But not just any cancer. I am focusing on a particularly rare type of brain cancer called glioblastoma. Now, again, glioblastoma is a rare brain cancer. Worldwide, it only affects a few thousand people per year. But for those few thousand people, it's a terminal diagnosis. Most of them will die within 2 years of this diagnosis, and fewer than 5% will live to even 5 years after diagnosis. To put that in perspective, breast cancer, which is the most common cancer, has a 90% survival rate at 5 years after the initial diagnosis. So, that's why I'm studying it. But what I'm looking into is two things: the misregulation, which is basically the causes, and therapeutic options, different treatment options that we can help these 1,000 people live longer than 5 years. For the misregulation, I'm looking into some of the causes of cancer. As we heard earlier, we know what some of the causes of some cancers are. We know that sun causes skin cancer. We know that asbestos and smoking causes lung cancer. But we don't know what causes glioblastoma. And if we can find out what does cause glioblastoma, we can help slow that, or maybe even stop that process from happening. What's interesting with this part of my dissertation is that glioblastoma, these patients have shown signs of having stem cells in their tumors. Now, for all the non-biologists, stem cells are like the basic building blocks of life. They're what allow a tiny egg and an even tinier sperm to meet and create an entire human being. Now, humans, adult humans anyway, don't normally have a lot of stem cells because we don't need them. We're fully developed. But these glioblastoma patients are having some stem cells anyway. Now, these stem cells are obviously a bad thing. They're designed to grow into entire organs, let alone a relatively small tumor. So if we can figure out what's turning normal brain tissue into these tumors and these cancerous stem cells, we can help slow that process down. Now, for the therapeutic options, when you are first diagnosed with glioblastoma, they have a surgeon go in and remove that tumor, as much of it as they can. Now, what they do then is they sort of immortalize that, and they basically just make it so it can live outside of the human body. Now, I take those cells and I test them with these different treatments that I have developed or have been developed and worked on other cancers, and I see what works on these and what doesn't work on those. That way, we can see, hopefully, what causes the glioblastoma tumor to shrink and maybe even disappear. So while we might not know a lot about glioblastoma yet, I'm helping to work towards knowing at least some of it. Thank you.